Hi everyone, buongiorno and welcome to week 6 Italian. This week we're going to explore gladiators, so linking back to our Roman topic from a couple of weeks ago, or a few weeks ago now. It is week 6 and it's getting exciting. I think we're going to be back at school soon, particularly if you're in the younger years. So looks like we're getting back to normal, so I'm very excited about that. All right, let's click through. As always, just a video contents page. So golden tickets, again, if you're awarded a golden ticket, you'll be notified via your email to parents. So just ask your parents if you're unsure at this stage. Today we're going to play a game, read a story, talk about a new website called Fact Surfing, and then do our student task or talk about our student task. Okay, so pretty similar to other sessions which have been working well. So that's why I'll continue with these sort of sessions. All right, questions and answers. So domande e risposte. Now, this activity is a little bit harder than previous weeks, so I hope you can keep up with me. If you don't know all the language, I get it, and that's okay. So just have a go. I'll try and slow down a little bit, but again, I'm cautious of time. I don't want to spend too much time on the game. All right, let's go and have a look. All right, languages online and domande e risposte. Okay, let's start. Now, what I'm going to do is click a character and they're going to ask a question and then the associated response is below. So let's have a look at the responses here. Lei ha 12 anni, which means she is 12 years old. Si chiama Perro or Piero, which means his name is Piero. Si chiama Patrizia, so that's about a girl, that's about a boy. Si chiama Patrizia. Lui ha 12 anni, so he is 12 years old. And then è mio fratello, which means he is my brother, and è mia sorella, which means she is my sister. So let's have a look at the questions and see if we can find some links. All right, I hope you're following so far. I know it's a bit tougher.
Lui quanti anni ha?
Lui quanti anni ha? So that is asking, how old is he? So we need to find a question that is about age, and we need to find a question that is about a boy. And I think there's only one option here, guys. She asked again,
Lui quanti anni ha?
Lui quanti anni ha? And the answer is lui ha 12 anni. That can be the only answer here. He is 12 years old. So I hope you're following so far. Let's keep going.
Lui, chi è?
Lui, chi è? So he's asked, who is he? So who is he? There can only be one response again. And the response is, he is my brother. È mio fratello. Okay, we keep going.
Lei chi è?
Lei, chi è? So again, a very similar question, but it's about a girl. She's asked, who is she? And the answer is, she is my sister. 3 to go.
Quanti anni ha?
Quanti anni ha? How old are you? Or how old is she? So we have one possible answer left, and that is, lei ha 12 anni. 2 more.
Come si chiama?
Come si chiama? That's about a name. Come si chiama? And si chiama Piero or si chiama Patrizia? Let's have a look at the last one.
Lei, come si chiama?
Lei come si chiama? That's about a girl. The other one is about a boy. So, lei si chiama Patrizia and lui si chiama Piero. Now, I hope I've done them all right. I believe I have. Yeah, ottimo.
Ottimo.
All right, good job, guys. Now, if you want to get onto that website, again, it's listed up here. Languages Online is what you'd be searching for on Google. And there's also an app for this website. If you'd like to use it on an iPad, there is an app as well. Okay, well done. If you were able to keep up. If you weren't, we'll just continue working. And if you want to keep doing some more, jump onto the website or please do download the app. All right. Now, if you haven't noticed, I am sitting outside and it's raining today, so I'm getting a little bit of rain through the background. You might be hearing that through my mic. I hope it's not too distracting. All right, our shared story today is about gladiators. So you can see the front cover there in a little cartoon image. I'm going to get straight into the book. And when I find it, there it is. There it is. And gladiators. Ancient Roman criminals, slaves, and prisoners of war were pitted against each other in the arena. They were called gladiators. Now, the arena, of course, is the Colosseum, which we investigated a couple of weeks ago. Contents. Who were gladiators? Gladiator training, gladiator equipment, the decline of gladiators, glossary to learn more, and index. Who were gladiators? Huge crowds cheered as gladiators fought during the height of the Roman Empire. Gladiators were not soldiers, they were entertainers. These fighters faced one another in amphitheatres. Gladiators gave their blood, sweat, and often their lives to perform for people. Now, gladiators didn't just fight at the Colosseum, guys. There were many, many stadiums like the Colosseum, much smaller versions, and they were pitted or placed all around the country, okay? And of course, the most famous amphitheatre was Rome's Colosseum. Gladiators fought at the gladiatorial games. The games began in 264 BCE and they continued for 600 years. Many of the fights had 2 or more gladiators. Some fights acted out famous battles. Other fights involved lions, tigers, or bears. Most battles were fought to the death. Gladiator training. Most gladiators were slaves or criminals. They were forced to fight. Voluntary gladiators chose to fight. They hoped to earn money and fame. Gladiators learned to fight at a school called a ludus, or a ludus. Life at a ludus was harsh. The men there were kept in small cells and treated like prisoners. They spent most of their time training. Former gladiators taught them how to fight and please crowds. Gladiators even learnt how to die in an exciting way. Gladiator fact. The most famous gladiator school was the Latus Magnus. Tunnels connected it to the Colosseum. All gladiators took an oath. They agreed to give up their rights and be treated as slaves. In return, they had the chance to win money, fame, and their freedom. They could then start their own gladiator schools. These schools made money by providing fighters for the games. Gladiator fact. The largest gladiatorial games took place in 107 CE. The games involved 10,000 gladiators. And I think we learned that fact from our previous book a couple of weeks ago as well. Gladiator equipment. There were between 20 and 30 classes of gladiators. Each class used a different combination of equipment. Many fought with a simple sword called a gladius. Some used spears, daggers, or tridents. Others fought from horseback with long metal lances. So here we have an image of a trident and a gladius as well. The Romans wanted to see entertaining fights to the death. For this reason, gladiators were given limited armour. Some fought with nothing more than a loincloth. Others wore a leather armour and helmets with visors. Some classes of gladiators were allowed leather or metal shields. The palma was a small round shield. The sanctum or the scatum was a large rectangular shield. I think these are 2 scatums here, guys. Sometimes the crowds got to choose whether a gladiator lived or died. Fans could cheer, give thumbs up or down, or wave handkerchiefs to cast their vote. So they'd be asked if they would like the gladiators to live or die, and they would vote, just like this. Yes to live, no to die. Pretty crazy stuff. Gladiator classes. Every gladiator fit into a certain class. Each class used different equipment. So we have the Thracian, we have the Rhetarius, and we have the Samnite. Different classes of gladiator wearing different types of clothing. And I'm just going to read some of the equipment as I see it and as I think it might be interesting. So there's some gladiators that use a horse, that have a spear, some that might have a helmet on, some that don't, some different types of swords and daggers, some using a trident, again some using helmets, and then some using spears as well. Oh, my voice is gone. My apologies, guys. Okay. The decline of gladiators. I think I need a drink. The Roman Empire began to change around 300 CE, so current era. Wars had weakened the power of the empire. More Romans were becoming Christians. Many Christians disapproved of the games. Emperor Constantine banned the practice of forcing criminals to fight in the year 325 current era. A little gladiator fact here. In 72 BCE, a gladiator named Spartacus led about 100,000 slaves in a revolt. It took the Roman Empire 2 years to defeat the rebels. By the early 400s, most Romans saw the games as barbaric, which means they just see it as being cruelty, yeah? In 404 CE, Emperor Honorius banned the games entirely. However, even that didn't completely end them. Illegal games continued for more than 100 years. Eventually, this bloody form of entertainment died out. The fierce gladiators were no more. Okay, you have your glossary terms here, guys. If you needed to clarify any words from the story, you can do that now. Please just pause the video and do that if you must. And I'll just leave this screen up without talking for, say, 5 seconds so you can do that. And continuing on with our session. All right, and your task, guys, so this will be the last slide, or the next slide is just the Dropbox address. So I'll go back to the previous slide, pretty much the last slide for the session, guys. I'm going to ask that you visit a website called factsurfer.com. Not fact surfers, guys, just factsurfer.com. You're going to insert gladiators into the search field, complete some research. I want you to collect 3 to 5 new pieces of information and think about how you're going to present this information. The last step would be to Dropbox me your work. Okay, so I've taught you a little bit about gladiators today. I want you to research 5 new pieces of information and send that back to me. If you want to create a video, a poster, a PowerPoint, a cartoon, whatever you want to do, a comic series, whatever you want to do, guys, I've been getting a variation of work. So as you please, just send back something to me showing me some learning of some new information, okay? I'm going to show you FactSurfer and what it looks like. It looks like this, guys, and all you need to enter are the keywords associated with your topic. So for today, I need you to insert gladiators. I love how this website is actually linked, gladiators. I love how the website is linked to our book, and you'll see that. The title is there. So we choose that book, and then you go on to number 3. Over here, it says surf. Click and explore the links below. So you've got gladiators, facts and information from one website, Roman Empire from another, and Roman gladiators from another website. Now, before I got onto you, I had a look at the first link. It's pretty amazing. There's a heap of information down below, and then a whole stack of other information loaded to gladiators. There's even some gladiator games. Okay, so what I want you to do is have a look around on this website or the other 2 websites from FactSurfer. The other 2 are just listed below. I'll open both for you. So now that I have all 3, oh, that doesn't work, so maybe just use the other 2, 1 and 2. Use these 2 websites, do some research, and like I said, hit me back with some information or some new facts that you have found about our gladiators, okay? That does bring us to the end of the video. I might just bring us back to the slide, that last slide, so you can see what you need to do again. Pause here if you're unsure, just so you can digest what you need to do. And keep your work coming, guys. I've been getting a stack load of work. I really appreciate it. Lots of views on YouTube. And again, as I said at the start of the video, I hope to see you back at school soon. All right, enjoy and see you on the other side.